I'll die with student loan debt. You can't get out of it.
I need everyone to know this about being in your early 20s. You will meet people that are going to Europe every summer, buying new cars, buying new outfits, going to Coachella.
Day 18 of recovering from overspending and overconsumption. I've avoided this figure for a long time, but I'm facing it tonight. And this is every debt that I'm going to be taking into 2026. No excuses and no sugarcoating.
The older I get, the more I realize that everyone is just like in massive debt and they don't seem to care about it.
Welcome back to Diary of Jen. Thank you so much for being here. I literally can't even deal. We have hit 500 subscribers. This has been a goal of mine for so long, and I cannot thank you enough for being here. I can't wait for us to keep growing. This community is so amazing. I feel so supported, and I can't wait to keep creating content that we can enjoy, learn from, and really just help each other. We are covering one of the most watched topics today, which is debt and people's stories. Today we'll be covering some of those videos and some that are going through what debt can really look like for other people.
The older I get, the more I realize that everyone is just like in massive debt and they don't seem to care about it. Over Christmas break, my car actually broke down and I was told I need a brand new engine for like $18,000. I was like, obviously not. I'm gonna sell the car, get a new one. So I've been heavily on like car TikTok and like looking at different cars and people sharing their brand new cars that they got, Toyotas, Hondas, etc. And in the comments, people will be like, oh, like how much is your monthly payment? And people are casually being like, oh, I have like $1,000 monthly payment for a Toyota. Don't get me wrong, Toyotas nowadays, super expensive. But like I grew up with a dad who was like, if you have more than a $300 to $500 car payment a month, like you can't afford that car. Like if you can't afford to put enough down to where you can have a lower car payment, like you can't afford the car. And it's not people that are then like buying used cars. It's like they're buying a brand new 2026 Grand Toyota Highlander and they're having like $1,000, even an $800 car payment is insane. Or like a $1,200 car payment, and people are like in the comment sections on all of these car videos like, oh, that's not that bad. Oh, that's not that bad. Like, are we okay? I'm trying to save up for my new car and I am purposely not having a car for the next like 6 to 12 months while I save a bigger deposit because I don't want to have a huge like monthly payment on a car. And I feel like that's more normal / I should just go and get like a little beater while I wait. But like guys, it's not normal to have $1,000 monthly car payments. Like that is not a normal thing. Like you cannot afford a car if you're paying $1,000 a month for it, especially if it's a like 2026 like brand new freaking car. Like you don't need that then. I just think it's like insane, and I'm realizing that like everyone is like so casually in debt, and like the thought of even having a car payment freaks me out because my previous car didn't have a car payment because it was kind of old, and like now having a car payment, I'm so incredibly conscious of like I don't want a high car payment after not having one. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like it's genuinely sickening seeing people say that they just casually have $1,000 a month of a car payment for a brand new Toyota. Like, what are you doing?
Yes, I honestly think that having no car loan or car repayment is so underrated. I feel like so many people are on the internet and saying, oh, I have this amount, I have a car loan of this amount, X, Y, and Z. And I just get so gobsmacked at the amounts they have to repay each month. And mind you, it's sickening to see that the amount sometimes people owe on their car is more than what the car's actually worth. Like, let that sink in. That is insane.
Really?
I don't know when we decided that it was a good idea to get ourselves in so much debt for something that depreciates as soon as you drive it. I just see cars as money pits. I definitely don't think that they are worth putting yourself under so much financial stress, and having the large amount of repayments each month just doesn't seem worth it to me. I did initially get a car loan for my car now. I have not had a car loan for, I want to say like coming on to 3 and a bit years, and it's so freeing to know my car's paid off. I just need to worry about servicing it, insuring it, all that stuff. So I couldn't agree more, and it is honestly, in my view, it looks like it kind of becomes normalized that people are just talking about how much that they have for their cars because so many people are in car loans. And of course, when you sometimes click on certain videos, it's going to populate in your feed and be on your For You page, but I just think it's crazy. It also reminds me of people who get the new phone every year. Yep, probably looking at you. I get it, okay? The new phones, they look so good and they're like, oh, it has this new feature, blah, blah, blah. But that's where they get you, okay? Because you don't need, I'm going to say this very kindly, you do not need a new phone every year. Unless your phone is literally broken, not working, like, I get it, we need phones. But if you have a perfectly working phone, I just don't understand why you need to be buying the latest version every year. And that's where they get you, because you're spending so much money every single year for a new phone you might not need. I'll share some videos of some people who are in debt for their car loans and what their repayments are like, because it's crazy. If you haven't joined the fam and you'd like to, we'd love to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe.
I have $60,000 worth of car debt, with about $30,000 of that being in negative equity. And let me tell you how the dealership scammed me, because I bought my car by myself back in 2022 and I got scammed, and I don't want y'all to get scammed. So let's talk about it. I went in spring of 2022 to buy my Jeep. I wanted the Jeep Wrangler, which is the hybrid car, part gas, part electric. And anyways, during that time, they didn't have a lot of stock because of COVID. And so basically they were going to order my Jeep and it would come within 3 months. Well, the dealership guy told me that they could put me in a Jeep off the lot for 3 months with no loan payment, and then they would roll the loan over to the new Jeep when it came in. I was like, oh, that sounds great. So I signed it. I didn't have any payments. My Jeep came in the mail. My Jeep came, I went and I picked it up, and y'all, when he sat me down, he handed me a piece of paper that said that the car was like $100,000. And when I tell you, I about had a fit, because when I had originally went in, the finance guy told me that my monthly payment was gonna be like $600. And then when I told the car salesman that when I was picking up the Jeep, he said that the finance guy lied and that's why he doesn't work there anymore. And now I'm stuck with a $1,000 car payment. And the reason why I have negative equity is because somehow, and I still don't know how he did it. I worked with a lemon law attorney and I still don't know how he did it. But basically, when he rolled the first loan into the second one, he somehow kept it higher. I don't understand how negative equity works. I honestly don't. So if you ask me questions about that, I probably can't help. But basically, if I were to sell my Jeep today, I'd be lucky if I got like $35,000 on it, and I still owe $59,000. Yeah, so if you see this video, feel free to repost it, like it, comment, share, tell me I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot. I literally talked to like 3 different people, and they're like, you know, everyone makes stupid decisions when they're younger, and most of the people that I've talked to, they've made stupid decisions when it's come to cars as well. And you know what? I have to live with it. But don't make the same mistake as me just because you want a nice car, because guess what? If I could go back, I would get a used Toyota or Honda and just stick with that.
I do understand things come up and you do generally need a car, I would think, unless you're in an area where you can rely on public transport or you just get Ubers and car shares and things like that. But, you know, if your car really just conked out and stopped working one day and you had nothing and you needed that, that's kind of, I understand why you would need to just get something ASAP Rocky. But a part of me is also like, damn, it's just so much money that you work for that goes towards this car loan, which just seems ridiculous. This is literally insane. $96,000. And this trend is bad. I do not like this, because this to me seems like it is normalizing having this amount of debt. And everyone I have seen who's jumped on that trend do not have nice amounts of debt. They are just ridiculous. And I don't think that we should be normalizing this.
I need everyone to know this about being in your early 20s. You will meet people that are going to Europe every summer, buying new cars, buying new outfits, going to Coachella. And if you are wondering, how can they afford to be living like this? Like, is something wrong with me that I'm not able to spend like that? Just know they aren't spending like that because they're working harder than you, because they're networking better than you, because they're better connected. They're probably not even generationally wealthy. They are just in massive amounts of credit card debt. How much someone spends and the life that they portray on social media is not necessarily reflective of how much money they are really making. Nothing is wrong with you if you're not able to spend like that. In fact, you are way better off in the long run because you are living within your means instead of going into crazy debt to portray a lifestyle that is far above it.
I couldn't agree more with that video. It's so easy to see someone's life portrayed online and social media and think, why don't I have that? How do they have that and I don't? And then you try and keep up with the Joneses and it becomes this whole, I'm in debt now and I owe XY amount of money. And it's not fun. No one, I don't think, ever is happy to be in debt and owe people money and paying ridiculous amounts in interest. I've said it once and I'll say it again. We work hard for our money. There is no way that I'm going to give my hard-earned money to those greedy companies and give them more of my money. I think it's important to realize that everything that you see online isn't always true. It's fabricated. Everyone's showing their highlight reels, okay? Barely anyone shows the lows. They love showing the highs because that's what people like to see. But it is easy to be comparing yourself. And this is one of my favorite sayings because it's so true. Comparison really is the thief of joy. I think we all need to keep that in mind when we are looking on social media. And if there's certain things that really trigger you that you see and you go, oh, I wish I was like that, or I wish I had that, maybe just limit the amount that you're seeing that content because you don't want to be putting yourself in a bad headspace because you feel like you aren't where they are. And you know what? It's okay because we are all in different life cycles. We're all on different paths. And sometimes what's meant for one person isn't meant for you. And it might not be a timing thing. It might just be that's for them. And maybe you'll have that one day, but not yet. And some of these people, a lot of these people, are in debt because of that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking through these things. And it's important to just realize that it's okay to not have every single thing. And it's okay to work towards things too. I think one of the best feelings is putting money aside for something you know you want to buy and having the full amount there to buy it. Don't owe anyone money. You've got that amount to fully pay for what you want. And it's honestly such a good feeling. Like, I can't even explain it. It's really up there.
I'll die with student loan debt. You can't get out of it.
How much in student loans?
So my schooling was $90,000. I'm close to $200,000 in debt with interest.
How long has it been?
Almost 20 years ago.
Have you ever bought something and then instantly regretted it? Like just bought something dumb?
I bought a pickup truck,
How much was the pickup truck?
like $80,000. It was used, $80,000. My plan was also to put it on Turo, right? So other people can use it as well. And then
Heard about this scheme before.
And then I had friends that were like, no, let me just lease it from you. And then I've gotten over. And who pays for the truck?
Are you actually joking me? 90K turned to 200,000 because of interest. What the actual? That honestly is daylight robbery. I can't even fathom that. I know she said it had been 20 years, but that just shows you what can really happen if you let it accumulate and let the interest just keep growing on it. That is so scary. Could you imagine that? That is literally a down payment for a house, depending on how much the house is. But that is ridiculous. And I think sometimes people go into things and think, yep, this is a great idea. And then it just doesn't pan out that way, unfortunately. Student loan debt really actually scares me. I know people can get their degrees and find a job easier or get a higher paying job because of it, but sometimes that's not always the case. I have seen videos where people have said, I studied this and I have finished. I've been trying to find a job and I can't. That is literally one of my nightmares, is I've studied so hard to do this. I've paid good money to get this education and I'm struggling to find a job. Like, that is, no, that should not happen.
Day 18 of recovering from overspending and overconsumption. I've avoided this figure for a long time, but I'm facing it tonight. And this is every debt that I'm going to be taking into 2026. No excuses and no sugarcoating. There is quite a few. For the first credit card, Virgin credit card is £5,819.09. Post office credit card is £5,078.24. Tesco credit card is £1,244.60. My next account is £164.45. Littlewoods is £342.82. PayPal credit is £245.34. And then there are 3 buy now pay laters on Littlewoods, which are currently interest free. If I don't pay them by these deadline dates, then the interest will go on top, and for some of them it's more than double this amount. So these I do need to concentrate on getting cleared. So the first one is for £527.96. This is due by by May. The second one is £808.15. This is due by November. And the last one is £339.52, which is due by December. The total balance of all of my outstanding consumer debt is £14,570.17. And that's the figure I'm starting 2026 with. Some of this has come from my choices and some of it didn't, but all of it's my responsibility now. And I'm sharing this for accountability, not judgment.
That is really scary because that's where they get you. They say, oh, you have, let's just say, for example, 24 months interest free. And unfortunately, some people don't pay it off by then. And then they start adding the interest on it, which turns out to accumulate quite quickly. Or you end up paying double what you actually initially borrowed, which is just money down the drain, really, when you think about it. You just see those small amounts, those couple hundred, but they add up very quickly. And it can really snowball on you. I say good on this lady for wanting to get on top of her finances and really get to focus on paying off those debts. That's amazing. That's great. You have to start somewhere. I know we all make mistakes. We do things that we know we shouldn't do and do anyway. And then all of a sudden we have all this debt to repay. It is scary, but I think it's great that she's trying to be accountable and she's taken responsibility and said, you know, this is my debt. I did get myself into this. I think that's a great start. I just think we need to be so much more careful about our money. We do work hard for it, and I just think that we don't need to be giving it away. Thank you so much for being here and watching. If you did want to subscribe to the fam, we'd love to have you here. I can't wait to keep growing. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment below. Let me know what you think. Once again, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. I couldn't have done this without you, and I really just can't wait to keep growing. This has been such a goal of mine for so long, and the fact that it's becoming a reality is beyond just comprehensible. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.